Hey everyone, welcome back to my Monday channel where we make gnomes and animals. Today I'm going to share with you a super cute little bunny. Little bunny gnome. He's got little bunny feet, little bunny paws, got a little bunny tail. If you want to know how to make this little guy, stick around. I'll show you how. Thank y'all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Okay, you're going to start with your pattern. It's in the description below. Just go ahead and download it. You're going to need some craft foam and some cardboard. Now, the two larger feet, you're going to cut those out of cardboard, and the two smaller ones, you're going to cut them out of the craft foam. So just go ahead and trace your foot onto some cardboard. I am just using a box that I got from Amazon for my cardboard. But so go ahead and trace it out, and you want to trace two of them, and then just go ahead and cut them both out. For the heel, we're going to take a 1.3 inch styrofoam ball and we're going to cut it in half. And this is going to be for the heel. Okay, next we're just going to roll the sides of our styrofoam ball to flatten them. Just make them both flat so that they'll fit onto that foot. And then we're just going to glue those right to the foot. Okay, next we're going to take some 3/8 inch nuts, two of them, and we're going to put them on both of the outside toes. This will give you the balancing weight that you need for him to stand up. You're going to take a piece of white fleece and you're just going to cut a circle around your foot with an overhang of about 1 inch all the way around. And then when I got done, I'll show you. This one actually measured about 3 3/4 inches in diameter, and it does not have to be perfect circle. Okay, next we're just going to go ahead and attach it to the back on the heel area, right underneath the bottom of the foot. And then we're going to pull it on around to the front and glue it to the toe. Now don't stretch it too tight or you will bend your cardboard and it won't have the right shape. Just get it a little bit snug, but not too snug. And then go ahead and glue the back part around, try to smooth it out. And then we're going to leave the two sides of the toes open because we are going to add polyfill. And you can trim off any bulk area on there. Just kind of trim it up a little bit if you don't need it. And then just keep going till you have both sides open at the toe. And then we're going to grab some polyfill and we're just going to start stuffing it in here. And you're just going to go right up over the top part of both of those nuts so you don't see them. And just make sure you get about equal amount in here all the way around the front part. And then go ahead and start gluing your fabric around to the back side as well. And don't worry about it being too much fabric back there. I mean, you are going to put a base on the bottom of it, but try to get it as flat as you can. And make sure that you do cover up the edges of those nuts. And then trim off any on the bottom if it does get a little bit bulky. I'm going to take some heavy duty upholstery thread and I'm just going to tie it in a knot. And I'm going to pull a lot of string on here. Now where your little toe indents are, see where I'm feeling? That's where you want to run your thread through. And I'm going back about maybe 3/4 of an inch, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue my knot right there in place. And then I'm just going to start going over the toe and back around, and I'm going to do it several times until I start to get the indent of that toe. Just make sure your your thread does stay in the same place. You see how it's starting to form the toe right there, and you want to do that tight and keep going round and round till you get it pretty detailed there. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. You're going to find the same toe area there and do the same thing. And then you're going to make your other foot exactly like this one. But it gives it a nice detail of a bunny foot. And then you're just going to tie that off in the back and then go ahead and glue your thread down. Okay, next go ahead and cut the smaller of the two pattern pieces out of craft foam. And then we're just going to glue it right to the bottom of the foot. And next go ahead and sharpen one end of a 1/4 inch by 6 inch dowel stick, and we're just going to stick it right into the styrofoam on the back part of the foot. Just make sure you push it all the way down, and I would go all the way down till you feel the tip of it right at the base of the foot. We're going to use 3 9-inch by 12-inch pieces of felt, folded over on the long end so it's 4.5 inches in length, and then we're just going to start rolling it up. Now stay consistent when you add your next one that the fold is at the same location. And this is the premium felt, and if you don't use the premium felt, then you'll have to use a couple, maybe another piece of felt as well. But these are the ones that are like 39 cents, and they go on sale all the time for 40% off at Hobby Lobby. And you're just going to use 3 of them. This is a great alternative to using a pool noodle or a styrofoam cone. But you want to make sure that you do fold it as tight as you can get it. And then go ahead and glue that down, and then glue the top part down as well. And then you can see right here it's the same size as a pool noodle. So we're going to go ahead and glue our sticks into our feet, and you just want to make sure that they are standing at a 90 degree. You want to make sure that they're standing up straight. And I'm just going to push the back part of my styrofoam in a little bit just to help it stay straight. And that works real well. And then do the same thing with the other foot, and just make sure that they both are even. Okay, next we're going to take a piece of fleece. It measures 6 inches by 2.5 inches, and this is going to be for the legs. And we're just going to glue down the 6-inch side. And then just fold that over and let that dry real well. Turn it right side out. I'm just attaching a safety pin to one side, and I'm just dragging it all the way through to the opposite side to turn this right side out. This is a super easy way to turn something right side out. And then we're just going to run this right over the top part of our leg, of our stick. And then we're going to scrunch it on down because we're going to make them a little bit short. And then do the same thing with the opposite leg. So we're going to go ahead and attach our legs, and you're pushing it in on the back bottom part where the folded edge is. Just pull the fabric back just a little bit so you have an indent in there, and then just go ahead and run it up in there. Now we're not going to glue them in yet. We're just fitting them right now. And you want to kind of go towards the back part. Next, we're going to take a piece of fabric that measures 10.5 by 9 inches, and we are just going to fold this in half. So it ends up being 9 inches wide. Next, go ahead and glue your 2 fabric pieces together, and then we're going to glue a 1/4 inch seam over the top here, just to fold it over so we have a nice finished edge out on the front. And then go ahead and glue this side as well, and then we're going to attach it and then glue the other side in a minute. So go ahead and put your body back on here. We're going to come over and we're going to glue this side down. And then we're going to see how much we need to overlap it so that it meets in the middle. So that ended up being about 1/2 inch. And then go ahead and glue that side down as well. And then we're going to glue it over the top. Okay, next go ahead and glue the top in. Just go all the way around the very top just to glue that fabric in place. I'm taking a piece of fleece. It measures 10 inches by 12 inches, and this is for the hat. and we're just going to fold it over on the 10-inch side. We're going to come up 2.5 inches from the bottom, and we are going to start cutting at a diagonal all the way till we get to the peak of the hat. Just kind of curve it around there and go ahead and just cut it all the way till you get to the top. Starting at the bottom, we're just going to glue it all the way to the top. Just take your time on this part and just make sure that you get it glued well. Okay, next we're going to add a 2¼ inch cuff right here before we turn it right side out. And then just go ahead and glue that in real well, and then we're going to turn it right side out. And I'm just going to use some needle nose pliers to turn it right side out. And then once you get it turned right side out, go ahead and push the tip of that hat on out. And then we're just going to add a 1-inch cuff right here. But you're not going to glue it because we're going to put the rabbit ears in here. Okay, next we're going to cut out the paws. You're going to cut 4 of these. I've given you the pattern in the description below. And I'm just cutting these out of the same white fleece that I did the feet with. After you get them cut out, we're going to start gluing them together, and we're going to glue around the curved edge and leave the flat edge open. And you're going to do the same thing with the opposite one. Okay, next go ahead and turn them right side out, and then take something to open them up to make the edges completely round. Okay, and then we're going to start filling it with some polyfill, just enough to give it a little bit of body. I'm not going to overfill it, but I'm just going to put, a little bit in there just to kind of make it a little flat circle. And you want to leave enough open in the end so that we can add the arm. Next, we're going to take some needle and thread, and we are just going to start separating the paw into like fingers. And I'm just going to kind of start off center to make the first one, and then we're going to divide this into 4 sections. So it'll be like he has 4 toes. And just pull your thread really, really tight. You want to make sure that you get that definition in there really well. And I'm just using like an upholstery thread that I got at Hobby Lobby. If you go to Hobby Lobby, it's the ones that have the orange top and bottom on them. But you could use embroidery floss or whatever, but you want to use something heavy. And just pull your thread tight. And then you're going to do exactly the same thing with the other paw. Next, we're going to take a dowel stick. We're going to cut it at 3 inches, and we're going to stick it right down into the center of the top, leaving about half of it out. This is how we're going to attach the arms, and go ahead and glue it in. Now we're going to take 3 pipe cleaners. We're going to twist them together, and this is going to be for the arms. Okay, and then we're going to bend the excess up and cut it off. So our actual arm is only going to be 8 inches in length. Okay, next we're going to take a piece of fleece. It measures 6½ by 1 3/4, and we are going to glue down the 6½ inch side and then fold it over. And this is for the arms. Okay, just make sure that you do get it glued good. Then we're going to take a safety pin, go into one end of it, and we're going to drag it through the other end, just like we did on the legs. This is just the easiest way to turn this right side out. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and put our pipe cleaner down inside of it. And then we're going to kind of scrunch it up just like we did on the legs. Just kind of make sure your seam's in the back, and then we're going to go ahead and glue the paw right onto this. Just get your stuffing pushed down in there real well, and then go ahead and glue it in. And just make sure that you do get it tight around that arm. And then do the exact same thing with the other arm. And then to attach it, we're just going to bend it right around that little dowel rod. You just want his arm to go down to the bottom of his shirt. Okay, and then go ahead and attach the other paw exactly the same way. And then we are going to glue these in. And then we're going to go ahead and glue the legs in at this point as well. Just pull your legs back a little bit and then go ahead and add a little bit of glue up underneath there. Just make sure that you have them even before you do this. And then do the same thing with the other leg. Next, we're going to go ahead and cut the beard, and we're going to cut it at 2 inches by 2 inches. And then we're just going to cut behind the faux fur in a U shape. And then just go ahead and clean off the excess fur. And come back down about a ½ inch from the top, and you're just going to go ahead and glue this right to the front. Next, for his tail, I'm just going to take a little 2-inch pom-pom. I'm going to roll it in my hand to fluff it up a little bit, and then I'm just going to glue it right to the back. Next, we're going to make the bunny ears. Go ahead and cut 4 of this pattern out. This is the large part of the ear, and then we're going to do an insert as well. Go ahead and put them facing sides together, and then we're just going to glue all the way around, leaving the bottom flat edge open. And then you're going to do the same thing with the other ear. Next, we're going to go ahead and turn them right side out. I'm just using a pair of pliers. It makes it a little bit easier. And then I'm going to use a bone folder to go ahead and shape out the ear. And you could use a popsicle stick or whatever, but just make sure you do get it shaped good. And that's where we're going to put them right into the side of the hat. And do the same thing with the other ear. Okay, next we're just going to take a pipe cleaner. We're going to fold it in half and stick it right up into that point. And do that on both of them, and this will give it a nice shape. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and cut our insert out, and this is the smaller pattern of the ear, and we're just going to cut it out of the same fabric that we made the shirt out of. And you're going to cut 4 of those. And we got them cut out. We're just going to go ahead and glue them right to the ear. I'm starting at the very bottom. I'm going to go ahead and put it on here. That way I can line it up a little bit better. And then just go ahead and go down both sides and just glue it right to that ear. And then do the same thing with the other ear. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and take our pipe cleaner, open them up so that they're on both sides, and go ahead and glue them in. So you want to make sure that they're at the edge on each side. And then go ahead and cut the tips of them off and do the same thing with the second one. Next, we're going to take 4 pipe cleaners and we're just going to twist them all together. And this is what we're going to put up into the hat. And then go ahead and fold the tip over so it's blunt on the end. And then go ahead and run it up into the hat. Now you're going to need a little bit of space to put the the beard on. So go ahead and go up about 1 inch. And then we're going to just twist it around that same dowel stick that we did the arms. And then go ahead and glue that in. Just make sure your hat comes all the way down before you do glue that in, if you can, in case you have to adjust it a little bit. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and just put the hat back on. We're going to pull it all the way down, and then we're going to glue it into the back. Okay, next we're just going to attach our rabbit ears, just stick them up underneath that cuff, and then we're going to glue them in. And you can bend them however you want to. But you want to go ahead and glue them to the front and to the back. Next, all we're going to do is attach the nose, and I'm using a 5/8 inch felt ball, and I'll give you the link for those. I get them on Etsy. And then go ahead and glue the top hat of the hat rim to the nose. There he is. I think he's turned out super cute. I just attached a little carrot underneath one arm and a little Easter egg underneath the other arm. If you like these kind of videos, be sure and give me a like, subscribe, and ring that bell to be notified when I have a new video upload. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate it.